So I wanted to talk about the rise of Danhausen because this guy is so over and he's really funny and entertaining. He basically reminds me of R-Truth, except for he has a different gimmick than R-Truth, but he's still entertaining and funny. When he debuted, I'm gonna be the first to say I had like an okay expression, and that's because I didn't know anything about Danhausen. I heard he was in AEW, but I never saw him in AEW. I never saw clips of him in AEW, and maybe that's just because from what I've heard, he didn't appear on there a lot. Because there are people that you can tell me their name, and I'll know that they were in AEW, whether it was like Anna Jay or Tay Conti, or Private Party or whatever have you. But with Danhausen, I didn't know he was in AEW. So seeing him debut for the first time, I was like, okay, because I didn't really know what to expect because I didn't know what his gimmick was all about. But then, he had that segment with Dominic when it was Mysterio, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did. And you look at this guy now; it's so great to see. I know when that whole mystery box thing happened, lots of people were expecting someone maybe like Chris Jericho, and that's why when Danhausen came out, people were disappointed. Me personally, I wasn't expecting Chris Jericho, just because to me it didn't make sense for Chris Jericho to appear in a box. To me, if Chris Jericho was gonna return, it would be like he returned in I want to say 2007 when he had the countdown and all of that. So I wasn't expecting Chris Jericho, but I honestly didn't know who was gonna come out of that box. I had no idea. And I think Danhausen's going to do great things. And I think in the future he should hold the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title. Now, of course, I can't see him ever holding one of those major titles, except for maybe in video games where people do universe mode. Because, if I had 2K, I would probably make him champ. But I think a U.S. title run or IC title run would be good for him. R-Truth is a former U.S. champion. So, yeah. But I'm really loving Danhausen, and I hope he can continue to just be entertaining.